People that have planets in the astrological 8th house have some of the best bullshit detectors of anyone. They have no interest in performative niceties or appeasing social norms just to keep the peace. They want to pierce the veil of appearances to get to that raw, pure truth. And they want to bring out the shadow side of everything, not because they're assholes, but because they know that there's real value in wisdom there. And they know if you try and repress all that jagged, messy shadow stuff, it doesn't just go away. It just gets pushed somewhere else, like a balloon. 8th house folks were like those kids at the big extended family dinner table, and they dropped some crazy juicy secret mom and dad told them, and they're like, Jimmy, why the frick did you tell your aunt that? And he's like, what? There's a gravitational pull between these folks and the truth, and they have a way of drawing secrets out of people. One, because they just ask direct questions, but also because other people just sense that they can kind of handle some heavy shit. The key for these folks is not to identify too heavily with the whole like death and darkness part of it. Yes, they have interest in the taboo. Yes, they can have a drink at the bar of the taboo, but like it's good not to get too intoxicated, to imbibe too much, or to romanticize death and darkness and pain. Although very often these folks have had their life touched by death, loss, toxic relationships, familial trauma. The point is hopefully not to get stuck there or to romanticize the pain, but to bring it back, learn from it, gather meaning, and be able to come out like a messenger and share it with other people. Letting that meaning set new frontiers, create new buoyancy to expand that new life beyond, right? After death. That's kind of the cyclical progression from the 8th to the 9th. Folks that have an 8th house sun, they're kind of like a bowling ball in a sack of marbles. There's no avoiding that intensity. And there's tremendous power here once they learn how to embody that kind of heavy karmic weight. 8th house moon, you find safety from kind of pulling up the floorboards and seeing what's under them. It's those super intense volcanic emotional moments that you actually relate most heavily to, you feel most comfortable in. Venus in the 8th, you're drawn towards really deep, transformative, soul-merging kind of relationships. Loss, pain, grief. These are all things that are hard, but they also fuel your intense creativity. With Jupiter in the 8th, there's growth and expansion from really diving and embracing the heaviness of the shadow. But you have to be careful, again, not to get lost in the indulgence. Be careful about expanding into drug use or the taboo or a ton of sex if it's only a means of escape in fantasy. With Saturn here, sometimes there can be a fear of 8th house themes. There's a resistance to letting dead things die, a stuckness, a feeling that you're a victim or that life is out to get you. Eventually, though, through a lot of trial and error, this individual learns how to alchemize loss, and they turn it into a source of wisdom instead of a victim complex that keeps them stuck. What do you have in the 8th? Let me know in the comments.